So just when you thought things were settling down between Drake and Tory Lanez, it looks like something else has come up again. This time it's between Drake's right-hand producer, Boi-1da, and he decided to throw a subliminal shot at Tory on Twitter, and Tory decided to respond to him directly. So as I'm sure you all know, Boi-1da has produced a number of songs for Drake in the past, but most recently he's produced a couple of dancehall themed songs, including Controlla, which was on Views, and he also produced Work, which was on Rihanna's album, but obviously Drake had a big part on that track. And so this is where his beef kind of lays. He's upset that other rappers are attempting to ride the dancehall wave, and so he tweeted out that if I hear one more terrible dancehall attempt of a song, I'm out. That's what he said on Twitter. And this was right after Tory Lanez had just released his new song Love, which was, if you listen to it, I think it's a really good song, but you can obviously hear that it has a dancehall inspiration to it. So Tory Lanez decided to respond to Boi-1da directly on Twitter because he felt like that was a subliminal shot at his new song Love, and so he responded with the link to purchase his new song Love on iTunes, along with the emoji that's like, ha, yeah, okay. And then Boi-1da responded to him by saying, oh hey Tory, with the image of the Pokemon Ditto. And if you're like me, you're probably wondering, well, what the fuck is that? Who is the Ditto Pokemon? So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I used to collect Pokemon cards back in the day, but my knowledge of Pokemon isn't as strong as it used to be, so I had to look it up. Who is Ditto? Essentially what it says is that Ditto is capable of transforming into an exact replica of any other Pokemon. Ditto cannot mimic the strength of another Pokemon, but it will adapt the form and abilities of its foe. So essentially Boi-1da is saying, you can try and copy Drake as much as you want, but you'll never be Drake, you'll never be better than Drake. You can copy his style, you can try and be like him, but you will never actually get to his level. So over the course of the next week, Boi-1da continued to tweet. He said, hey man, I love everyone, I'm just honest, that's all, especially when it comes to music. He continues, listen, by any means, I'm not hating on anyone and their craft, but I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, grew up on dancehall before hip hop. The art was slightly dormant for a bit, and now it's making its way back around. I'll be damned if y'all make this a cheesy trend. I just feel like this is not the type of music you can just make without understanding the art first. Absolutely no hate in my heart for anyone, just constructive criticism. I mean, I've made a few good songs, I think I know what I'm talking about. So after all of this, a fan tweeted at Boi-1da saying, another one, hashtag dancehall, with the album artwork for Tyga's new song called One of One, which also has that dancehall sound to it. And in response, Boi-1da said, I'm dead, Kyrie voice. So when Tory Lanez dropped the song Love, everyone instantly started comparing it to Drake's dancehall songs and saying, oh, Tory Lanez is trying to hop on this dancehall wave. But then the Tory Lanez fans were saying, yo, go back. In 2011, Tory Lanez dropped this song called Wind It with Justin Bieber. He's been doing this dancehall stuff for a while, you know.
Baby, when you drop it low, you bring it back and drop it slow. Now have a ask on my behalf, can you come here and wind it back the whole way down? Let me watch the whole way down.
Not to mention, Tory Lanez used to be signed to Sean Kingston, who's obviously from Kingston, Jamaica. And so I think around that time, that's probably when he was writing this dancehall kind of stuff. In Tory Lanez's defense, his dad is actually from Barbados, the same place as Rihanna, so I think growing up he was probably pretty influenced by the dancehall music and probably has a pretty good understanding of it as well. The thing about Toronto is it's a very cultured city, you know, everybody is from somewhere, and so you're gonna hear a lot of different influences from different cultures in a lot of music coming out of Toronto. But especially there's a big Caribbean culture, you know, it's so big that they have a 3-week festival called the Caravana Toronto. And you know, the OVO festival lands right in the middle of it. But you know, it just shows how big of a Caribbean culture they have, the fact that they're allowed to, you know, celebrate it for 3 weeks. Not to mention, if you listen to a lot of rappers out of Toronto in the past, you'll hear that, you know, dancehall influence in their music. Rappers such as Cardinal Official, you know, he's from Jamaica, so he obviously was influenced by that. Another rapper by the name of Chaos, he's from Trinidad and Tobago, but you're gonna hear that, you know, like reggae, dancehall influence in his music as well. P-Rain from Drake's OVO camp is Guyanese, and even The Weeknd, his parents immigrated from Ethiopia. And even though that doesn't necessarily show the dancehall influence, it shows just how everybody's kind of from somewhere in Toronto, and how all these different cultures influence the music coming out of Toronto, which then gives it, you know, such a unique sound. Another example of how this kind of reggae culture has influenced the entire city is the slang they talk. Like, you know how Drake likes to say, oh, the 6 things, fam.
You're from foreign, but everywhere we go now, we say Jamaica to the blood clot world now.
At the beginning of Tory Lanez Say It video, when he's just sitting on the stairs, he's also talking in this, you know, Creole, this Jamaican patois.
Yo, beer white things, first and foremost. Beer gal. Then, yo, the man had an after party, lit 7 cars deep, full of women. It wasn't a ting. What do you even tell mans if something was a ting or not? First and foremost, like, yo, know your place, fam.
Just to prove that it's influencing the entire city, there's a video of the former Toronto mayor, Rob Ford, rest in peace. I'm sure you all remember him as the crack smoking mayor, but there's a video of him drunkenly speaking in this Jamaican patois. Even the fat white guy, you know, who was the mayor, was speaking in this Jamaican patois. So it just kind of shows how it really does influence the entire city. Everyone's kind of influenced by this culture in Toronto.
Oh my partner. I said, bro, well, me and him, remember I asked, you know, they got 5 months from him. And then trying to tell me.
So someone from the Toronto area actually called out Boi-1da, trying to say, hey, you know, like, we're all influenced by this. So he said on Twitter, you act like the whole of Scarborough or anyone wasn't raised on it. Cut the shit. Drake ain't the first to make dancehall, G. Story up. And so Boi-1da responded to him, said, if you're gonna do it right and creatively. So obviously he thinks people like Tory Lanez and Tyga, they're not doing it right. They're not doing it the proper way. But you know what? I think the Tory Lanez song is actually pretty dope. I personally like it. I don't know if it's done in proper dancehall fashion. I'm not a dancehall expert, but it sounds good to me, and you know what? That's all I really care about. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Tory Lanez is just trying to ride Drake's dancehall wave, or do you think Tory Lanez has every right to be making this dancehall inspired music? Let me know in the comment section below. Please make sure to subscribe. I got a lot more videos on the way. All right, thanks a lot, guys.